work in an office now and you see a man and you decide, I want,
Mhm.
and you
What do you
hear,
want?
I want him.
Him or
I don't know. I just know I want him.
okay?
And you know, you're telling your friend at lunch, and she's going, "Girl, he's married or he's engaged," and you go, "Interesting, interesting."
I'm hearing
It's not. I don't care.
this.
Don't care. Still want him. And now
Oh,
you
that seems
choose,
like a complication
child.
to me.
As a woman, I feel like when you decide you want to pursue a man, good luck, sir.
Mhm.
If you are the greatest, best, most loving, loyal man, and she sees that, even more, I feel like there are some women who will want to wear
Yeah,
you down to win you. And in
yeah.
that situation, that woman is what they would call a temptress. They would call her
Temptress.
they would call her problematic. They would say, "You don't care about the sanctity of marriage." I didn't say that.
Yeah,
I simply saw what I wanted and decided in this lifetime, in my world,
yeah,
I'm gonna get it. Now, if I am on the receiving end and I am his fiance, wife, whatever, and I'm hearing that this woman at work she's sniffing my neck when she passes me, am I still high fiving her? Hell no. So from outside looking in,
yeah. I hear you.
and then it really will come down to, again, I go back to my partner. What are you going to do to make it crystal clear? Anytime she walks into a room, you need to walk your ass out.
Yeah,
Anytime you're in a room alone, you need to get on the phone and call me or your mama. I don't care. But
yeah,
you put it in a lot of instances, it comes back down to what is the partner doing
to
to
stop it.
either encourage or
Yeah,
discourage the situation and make her realize he's not budging.
yeah.
But I feel like women in that situation are like alligators.
But here's the thing as well, women in those situations, if the man straight up says, look, I'm not interested, I don't want anything to do with you, I'm not even remotely into this,
Mm. But what if he
is she,
doesn't?
that's my point. That's my point. I'm
Mm.
saying that girl who's running after you, she's running after you
Yeah,
because you've given her hints and clues that you either like the attention or you want the attention to continue.
you're uncomfortable.
Otherwise, you would straight up say,
Yeah,
and I've had guy friends tell me, "Oh, these women are sending me this, and that," and they had girlfriends, and I'm like, every time you tell me this stuff, I've never once heard you say you told the girl you're not interested.
mhm. So now that you've seen that clip, what are your thoughts on the husband letting a woman who seems to be interested or pursuing her or pursuing him? What are your thoughts on how a man should respond?
Um, I had some thoughts on this because I'd seen it as a trend for a while, and I think actually you and I had discussed this where you asked me, that same hypothetical question of if a woman is pursuing you, we can presume that she knows I'm in a committed relationship. What do you say? Do you say, "Oh, sorry, but I'm married," or do you just say, "No, I'm not interested in how to tread?" And I think there was a little bit of backlash against men saying, "I'm sorry, but." I think that was the whole thing. Is do you start with "I'm sorry, but," and like you don't need to apologize for being married. And I had some thoughts on this because my thought was, and I had to kind of do a little bit of digging in my mind. And what I came up with was if you have a woman, if you have anybody really, but from my perspective, if I have a woman who knows I'm in a committed relationship, who is still choosing to pursue me or have those types of conversations, I know she's already crossed the threshold of the societal rules that I follow, where that would just be, to me, totally inappropriate. And I think that's why you, as a man, tread very lightly and very delicately, because when she's saying, like, I want you, but she knows that you're married, it's like, whoa, she doesn't play by the same rules that I do. I have to be careful. I do not want to insult this person or make them feel humiliated, because there's no telling what they could do, and they're a little bit of a wild card. So I guess I was kind of coming to the defense of um, men who are pursued and say, "I'm sorry, but I'm married." In a way, that's a bit of a defense tactic because you don't know how vengeful this person could be if you were to just flat out say, "I'm not interested in you. I'm not attracted to you," or whatever you would like to say, or that your spouse or partner would like you to say. But it's the safest option is to be very delicate with this person and just say, "I'm sorry, this can't happen. Like nothing against you, but I'm in a committed relationship to my wife, and I'm not going to jeopardize that." So I think that's kind of after introspecting about why we're so hesitant to just flat out say like no. And I think it's because suddenly you're in a situation where like, whoa, I've got to be careful how I respond here. What do you think about that?
So you feel like the reason why men say this is because they're concerned with the intensity of rejection that this woman receives, particularly because of her willingness to pursue a person, a man she knows is in a relationship. You feel like the gentleness of saying, "I'm sorry," is valuable because you don't know how unhinged she's likely to be by getting
Yeah,
rejected.
yeah, it's like accidentally wandering into a bear cave and you slowly back out because you're like, I realize suddenly I'm in a dangerous situation, so I'm going to very gently exit in hope that there's no recourse for where I found myself.
So you feel like the women on the TikTok trend that you were referring to earlier, their desire of wanting to have their partner say flat out, "I'm married," no, comes from a place of us wanting a certain sense of security, but we're not considering the fact that the male on the other side has to make sure that all aspects of people involved don't get further made to feel uncomfortable.
I think there's a happy medium. I don't think you have to be like super like in any other situation. You and I
Right.
would run away
Okay.
together, but it's just a very firm. We actually had this sort of situation when we were early on, where somebody from my past was being a little too friendly, and I kind of had to consider that and just say, "Listen, I'm in a committed relationship now. I just don't think this is appropriate." So I was trying not to be rude or mean, but just kind of firm and just kind of shutting it down without um, anything that I think would lead to hurt feelings. Let's say unnecessarily hurt feelings. If I was just to say like rub it in this person's face or and I think when people say, well, I want you to just say like um, I'm not interested in you, I'm not attracted to you. I think that could very easily uh, hurt somebody's feelings and make them think like, oh, okay, that's how you feel. I'm gonna, especially like I said, somebody who is willing to knowingly pursue someone that's already in a committed relationship.
So retaliation, that's the
Yeah,
concern.
I just think, to me, instantly, I think this person's a wild card. Deal with them carefully.
Thank you for your thoughts.